Welcome to the Pitchfork Podcast for March 28, 2021. If you guys like the stream, hit the like button, hit share button. Make sure you let other people know that I run this podcast, I run this channel. So, today's edition of the Pitchfork Podcast is going to be for the trolls. Brave keyboard warriors, you got so much shit to say. I'm right here. Let's talk. So I'm going through my channel and I'm yeeting all of you. Anybody out there who got so much shit to talk, I'm yeeting all of you. So, you got so much shit to say in the goddamn chats. It's Sunday. Don't want to hear the goddamn excuses now. If you can't call in, Discord service right there. Don't want to hear the big excuses. Don't want to hear the goddamn excuses. Don't want to hear the excuses. I'm right here and I'm waiting. Right here and I'm waiting. Okay? So, Skype is up. Discord is up. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that I've been waiting for these trolls to go ahead and call in. So, I better see that, because I sit here all day and I make these videos and I put the videos out there. You get these people who want to talk all this shit, and yet when you call them out personally, they don't want to show up. So the whole So I'm gonna read out messages I'm gonna put out as a community post. If you got an issue with anything I said, then call in, because I'm purging comments of people from the channel. I set a whole show aside for this. It's fucking Sunday. I don't want to hear your excuses. Show up or get the boot you love so much. So there we go. It's Sunday. I don't want to hear your excuses. I'm right here. Let's go. You got so much to say about me, then I'm right here. If you got so much to say about me, I'm right here. Let's show up. Let's see how brave you are. All right? Because I'm tired of cop bootlicking, the cop dick sucking, the fucking cop worship. I'm tired of the fucking Republican retards. I'm tired of fucking people out there seeing vote suppression say, oh, well, is it not really vote suppression? I'm tired of that shit. I'm right here. Let's go. If you got an issue with anything that I've ever said, let's go. If you think that you can stump the devil man, let's go. Discord is open. Skype's open. I don't want to hear the goddamn excuses. So right now I'm going through the channel, about to start eating. So let me go ahead and show you the last thing that's exactly what I'm about to start I'm doing. So I did a little bit earlier, but I want to make sure that I got rid of all of them, because I'm tired of people just hiding in the damn comment section. It's some cowardly shit, man. It's some cowardly shit. I'm tired of that. Stop showing up in just the comment section. If you got an issue with what I have to say, show your bitch ass up here. I don't want to hear the fucking excuses. I'm tired of hearing goddamn excuses. Show up here. Show up here. Because I'm going to go through my studio light real quick. Let me switch over from that live thing. I want you to know something. And I set this whole show aside just for you. Let's go through all these comments. Let's see. Let's go over to the health review section of it. Oh, wow. Nigger. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I yeeted all the people who I promised I was going to yeet. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to keep doing that. And I don't feel bad about it. Here's why I don't feel bad about it. Because people out there want to keep taunting people, I guess. They want to keep messing with people. And that's the problem that I have with that is that I could take that, but it is annoying. So I don't have to tolerate you. I will not. No, when I say show up to, again, you getting downvote shit, show up to the goddamn stream then. Come on. Let's go. Let's stop bitching. Let's stop hiding the damn comment section. Because from now on, I'm banning all right-leaning comments. If I get no one that calls in, all right-leaning comments, I don't want to hear shit. And I won't criticize Joe Biden ever again. I'll praise him from now on. Let's stop being cowards. I'm waiting. Exactly what I thought. A bunch of bitches. Exactly what I thought. The political right is a bunch of bitches. The political right is a bunch of bitches. Bitches. Just a bunch of bitches. It's just cannot face anyone in a fucking debate because you're a bunch of racist retards. I said it. That's what I'm calling you. Racist retards, cousin fucking retards. Don't like it, call in then. I'm waiting. Nothing? Wow. Well, let's go ahead and get back to the main show then. Now, if you show up while I'm doing my show, I'm going to ban you from the chat and I'm going to ban you from the whole goddamn channel. I can do that now. I'm tired of this cowardly shit. Because you know what people do, right? They make 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stock accounts. They just keep rotating. No, see, I have it now. Whereas when I report your comment, YouTube then goes in and gets all the accounts bound to one email and yeets them all. Or I'll just do it fucking manually. I got an IP scanner. So I can tell who you are. Stop bullshitting. Because the first time that I hear a bullshit excuse or a fucking joke about that, I'm just gonna reveal who the fuck it is. One of them, I know their real fucking name. I'm telling you, I'm going to do that. I'm tired of cowardly shit. I'm tired of hiding in the goddamn comment section. I'm tired of the right-wing trolls who can't face a black man in a fucking debate, but got so much to say about him. Unbitchify yourself. Quit being cowards. And let's go. No? Nothing? Okay, good. Then I'm justified doing anything that I want to do from now on. I don't want to hear anybody bitch and whine about it. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. You have the excuse to approach me and address me right now, but you won't do it. I don't want to hear it. All right? I don't want to hear the fucking excuses going forward. If I start banning people from the goddamn channel, I don't want to hear it. I gave them the excuse to actually address me, right? Right? Did they do it? No. All right, then. So you made my choice for me. Good. All right, so there's going to be a story that I want to cover. It's going to be a quick story. Probably gonna be a minute or less. But let's get into it. All right, guys, this is a domestic violence story. OCPD officer. All right, guys, this is going to be a domestic violence story from News 9. OCPD sergeant placed on administrative leave after domestic violence arrest. Wow. So another officer, this time it's a sergeant, and this is Christopher Gallenbeck. That's the sergeant right there. Let's go down here. Oklahoma City. An Oklahoma City police sergeant was put on administrative leave Saturday, I should say, after he was charged with domestic violence and assault. An Oklahoma police sergeant was placed on administrative leave Saturday after he was charged with domestic violence, domestic assault and battery. The sergeant, identified as 7.5-year veteran Christopher Gallenbeck, was arrested after authorities determined that a physical confrontation occurred, causing visible injuries to the officer's wife. Wow. So she had injuries, and that's why he was arrested. And the problem with domestic violence and police officers, it's a serious problem. It's a problem that people don't want to talk about because many people are embarrassed by it, because many people out, they will support police officers blindly. And when it comes to domestic violence, suddenly they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to mention it, because once they do, they'll realize just how bad a good bit of police officers truly are. Let's go back down here, though. The Oklahoma City Police Department's domestic violence unit was notified of the domestic abuse, which occurred at a Northwest Oklahoma City residence on Friday. Gallenbeck was booked into the Oklahoma County Detention Center on one count of domestic assault and battery. So again, it's one of the latest cases, just one of the many cases. Because once again, I'm gonna show you again. I said officer placed on leave. All I did was to set the search results to past 24 hours, and that was the first result. So again, I'm doing these bad cop no donuts over and over and over again, and I'm not even searching past a day. And that's just insane. It is insane to me that you have so many people out there, who don't recognize that there needs to be changes with police officers. Well, you have so many police officers who are abusing their freaking wives, or in some cases, female officers who abuse their husbands, or in case of lesbians, woman abusing a woman. Woman officer abusing another woman. It's just a very, very common thing, and no one discusses. They kind of sweep it under the rug, and you will notice that people will talk about it as if they just don't want to talk about it. Just bury their heads in the goddamn sand, and that's it. And it doesn't matter if there's a sergeant or a lieutenant or a police chief. It doesn't matter how many people of decent rank that keep getting arrested for this. You will never see any real changes. You will never see any real changes, because at least not in your lifetime, because there's so much protection that goes for these cops, to the point where it places a psychological effect on them. It makes them think, I'm untouchable. And let me go ahead and tell you, once a man gets to believing that, once a man gets to believing that they are untouchable, well, then they're gonna always behave that way. And that's a major problem. I mean, it's just a problem that I'm not sure the Blue Lives Matter folks and the people out there who are also oddly against domestic violence, it's so strange that they haven't really figured that one out, that you can't have so many police officers beating their wives. It's a meme now. It's a fucking meme now. It is so well known. It's a fucking meme now. So it's just weird how that works out. And I really wish more of the Blue Lives Matter folks would just call out their own side and call out police officers, because, if you don't do it for any other reason, do it for their wives. There's a serious uptick that I've noticed since I was born, man. It wasn't as bad, before the 80s, but I think that was because people weren't recording or reporting it nearly enough. Now that people have cameras, they have cell phones, you're hearing about this left and right because it happens so often. And the way that these departments sweep things under the rug, it is so concerning and it's so disgusting. But it's something that we all have to stand against. We all have to say something, because if we don't, it's not just the law is being broken. It's an officer's family who's suffering. His wife and kids. Maybe there needs to be more PTSD treatment for police officers so that they don't just snap and stuff and they'll just start killing kids or killing their freaking wives or beating their wives, because things like that have actually happened. So I want you to understand that this is a problem that isn't just going to go away. It's a problem that's going to exist for a long time of police officers beating their freaking wives. And I'm going to show you again, when I found this story, how easy it is to find these stories. When I searched for it on Google, it was the first result, and I only set it to past 24 hours. I do this every day. How is it possible that I'm setting the search results for just the past 24 hours and yet getting stories like this every day? It's just unacceptable. It's unbelievable, and it needs to stop. Seriously. All right, that's one live edit I've done. I'm recording as I'm doing the actual podcast, so it's kind of makes it easier for me to do like the actual live edits instead of just getting like a whole big old podcast file. I can just get the singular file like by itself, and I set it to MP4. So when I open it up, it's bam right there. So I love doing this live edit thing. It's still my content, but it allows me to put out a lot more content so that you guys can see like what I think and why I think it. So. We're just going to go back over here to this live scene real quick. We're going to go back to more officers placed on leave. And again, first of all, I've already covered that story. Covered that story just now. Okay. I'm going to open that one. Okay. So let's go have a seat with this right here. So, this story is going to be pretty spicy. Let's go ahead. So, this is going to be a funny story. Guys played on leave. All right, so this is going to be another story, and it's going to be another bad cop no donut. And I want to tell you guys something real quick. I searched for this story in the past 24 hours, officer placed on leave. Okay, so again, I'm not finding ancient stories, stuff that just happened. So let's get to this story real quick. This is from KSL.com. Wellington police chief placed on unpaid leave. So I'm going to tell you something that I know about this case. The actual leave at one point was paid leave, and then they switched it to unpaid leave. I've heard about this guy, but I want you guys to see some of the stuff and see the lack of transparency. They're not even telling you the reason why he was placed on leave, right? They are not telling you anything. Wellington, Carbon County, Wellington City administrators announced Friday they were switching their police chief from paid leave to unpaid leave, but the city continued to remain silent on what type of investigation is being conducted into Chief Rory Bradley. On March 18th, the city announced in a brief prepared statement that Bradley had been placed on paid leave pending the process of a personnel action. The statement did not say why or when he was placed on leave. It also stated that a motion will be made and a vote will be taken about his future with Wellington City at the city council meeting, which was held on Thursday. Both Bradley and his father are city council members, but were absent from Thursday's meeting. According to ETV News in Price, Wellington City Attorney John Schindler told the council on Thursday that there were new developments in the investigation into Bradley. He then advised the council to delay voting on Bradley's employment until a future meeting to give time for the new information to be considered. The news outlet reported. So again, it's very cryptic. You're not hearing anything new. You're not hearing anything that is specific. And what I'm confused about is, if you want people to trust the police and trust the new police chief who's been placed into power, then why aren't you being transparent? Why aren't you being transparent? Friday afternoon, city issued another brief 2-sentence statement. Effective April 1st, 2021, Wellington City Police Chief Rory Bradley will be placed on unpaid administrative leave pending the process of a personnel action and active investigation. No additional information regarding this matter is available at this time. Bradley has been chief since 2018. In 2019, he was recognized by the Utah Department of Public Safety for his efforts in rescuing victims trapped inside of a Mexican restaurant after a semi plow into the building. So I mean, he has done some heroic things, but given that he has done some heroic things, why was he placed on leave? Why is the council trying to get rid of him? He must have did something really, really bad. And the fact that they're being so cryptic about it, that's what concerns me, because it's almost as if, you know, they don't want to discuss what he's done. And again, I'm suspecting some things, but I'm not going to speculate. I just want to know more about this case. I don't understand why they're being so cryptic. How bad is what he did if they're being this cryptic? Doesn't that put your antennas up a little bit if they're being that cryptic about it? I know it's definitely got my suspicions up. It's got my freaking antennas up, and I want to know more about it. All right, Diesel Bomber says, much love, brother. Stand for your beliefs. I agree, sir. Salute you. Welcome to the chat. All right, let's go ahead and get to some more stories. So we got 2 live edits done. Let's go ahead and go over here. So this one is going to be spicy. All right, I'm going to tell you this story is pretty crazy. I'm going to tell you, are you ready for this one, guys? Are you ready for this one? All right. All right, it's going to be a bad cop, no donut. And this one's going to be wild. Halifax police officer under investigation for unacceptable comments in video with man held at gunpoint. Written by Rebecca Lau of Global News. This post was posted on March 27th, 2021, which is yesterday. It was updated on March 28th, which is today. Now, this story is pretty crazy. I'm going to tell you some of the things the guy said. It's spicy. Let's get ready for this one. I'm going to tell you, you are in for a wild ride. Let's go and hear what this man had to say. All right. So he has the guy at gunpoint. So, all right. So he has a guy at gunpoint here. Video contains disturbing content. So he's using some pretty choice language.
Oh, they're shooting. I was gone. Gone!
This is pretty crazy. He used some pretty interesting language. All right, so let's get to the story so you can kind of see what happened here. It was pretty crazy. It was oh my God, it was pretty crazy. So let's go ahead and get into the story. Halifax Regional Police has launched an internal investigation after the chief of police admitted comments that appeared to have been made by our officer in the video posted on social media were unacceptable. The officer has been placed on administrative duties until the investigation is complete. The video was posted by youth and community leader Derico Simons. It shows an officer who Simons said is white with his weapon drawn at a man who is black. The two are in a parking lot, and the video appears to be recorded from an apartment balcony. The man has both hands in the air and walks around a parked truck while the officer follows. And in the audio, officer can be heard yelling a threat and using foul language at the man, who then runs away. In a statement, HRP Chief Dan Kinsella says the incident took place on March 26 and involved a high-risk situation involving drugs and weapon offenses. The department later confirmed the interaction took place in the 200 block of Wentworth Drive in Halifax. According to the news release it issued on that day, officers responded at around 6 p.m. to investigate a weapons call. The release states patrol officers took 3 men into custody initially while a 4th man fled on foot. A police service dog attempted to track the 4th male, but was not being able to locate the male. There is no description to provide of the male that fled on foot at this time. Officers have seized a vehicle for a search warrant, the release states. During the same call, a 30-year-old man was found in possession of narcotics and a firearm inside a vehicle. One of the 3 males arrested did sustain minor injuries prior to police arrival, but declined medical treatment, the release adds. The video led many on Twitter to express outrage over the officer's conduct. In a statement released Saturday night, Kinsella says he understands he understands the response. In his statement released Saturday night, Kinsella says he understands the response. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. We recognize that any such incident can be deeply damaging to police community relations, he said. We are committed to a full investigation and ask members of the public to allow due process to take place. Fuck that. It's just unbelievable. These officers just cannot behave, man. They cannot behave. And again, it'd be one thing if it's a uncommon thing, but I want to show you again. This is published on November 29th, 2019. Halifax police apologized to black community for street checks, right? Halifax's police chief has issued a formal apology to Nova Scotia's black community over the practice of street checks, describing it as a first step to counter a series of historic wrongs. Chief Daniel Kinsella acknowledged that officers' actions and words over the decades have caused mistreatment and victimization. On behalf of the Halifax Police, I am sorry. I am sorry for our actions that caused you pain, he told an audience of several hundred gathered at an auditorium at the downtown public library. Kinsella said, while injustices can't be undone, police are committed to doing better in the future. Really, they are committed to doing better in the future. So that was in 2019. It's 2021. They are committed to doing better, huh? You sure about that, buddy? Are you sure about that, bud? Because it seems to me that in Canada, the police have not changed whatsoever. Seems to me like they're doing the same exact shit they've always been doing. And the reason why that concerns me is because this is actually in Canada. This is not even in America. So if this is going on in Canada, that lets me know how bad the problem truly is. That lets me know how bad the problem truly is. All right, there we go. So we got another live edit done. Man, we're breezing through the show. So that's 3 done. I want to try to get as many out as possible. So before I just run out of gas, because again, it takes a lot of energy to do what I do live. I do it every day, and I don't take a lot of days off. So we're going to grab a few more stories. Because there was one story I saw that I was pretty interested in. All right, so there's another story coming out of Virginia. Another bad cop, no donut. All right, this story's coming out of Virginia. It's going to get into it, hopping and popping. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so this is going to be another bad cop, no donut. Virginia Beach man killed by police played college football. A man shot and killed by a police officer at a Virginia oceanfront resort area was a college football player whose death has stunned his former teammates and head coach. It's published here by the Associated Press. Another police death published on March 28th. Police killed another man, another guy, and so it's just shocking that this kind of stuff happens, but at least for some people, but it's not shocking to me. It's not shocking to me. Virginia Beach VA, Associated Press. A man shot and killed by a police officer at a Virginia oceanfront area was a college football player whose death has stunned his former teammates and head coach. Donovan Lynch, 25, of Virginia Beach, was an offensive lineman for the University of Virginia's College at Wise during the 2017 and 2018 seasons, and a 2019 graduate of the school, the Bristol Herald Courier reported. So it is he was a graduate. He wasn't just some random guy, some random thug. It's gonna be crazy. I want you guys to see news report that's behind it. It's only 2 minutes or so, but I want you guys to hear some of the backstory behind it so you can see why so many antennas were actually raised. So let's go ahead and play the clip here.
Gunfire that has investigators looking for evidence right in the very front of a police station.
I just seen him standing.
If you think 65 is too old for the passing lane, let's retire that thinking.
See, yeah, there we go with the stupid advertising, man. I'm gonna pause it. It's a good thing it's a live edit, so I can just edit it out.
In there.
Gunfire that has investigators looking for evidence right in the very front of a police station.
I just seen him standing there and causing the scene. And I want to say he circled like in a circle, but he wasn't. He didn't follow the orders when they said put the weapon down.
LAPD's Olympic Division station now turned crime scene, all sealed off after bullets fly right by the front entrance of the police station itself. That after a man starts banging on the front doors.
The officers came to the door.
Moving.
They actually spoke.
Should have been watching the stove instead.
Tell me something.
So it's God, this
Don't know.
With your farmer's policy perk guaranteed replacement cost, your home can be rebuilt regardless of your limits.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with farmer's policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
no stupid advertisement.
And they noticed he had a handgun. And they immediately put out a help call, and that's when an officer-involved shooting occurred.
Oh, I just heard one shot, which I thought was like a protocol, the beanbag, and then they did attend to him.
From Skyfox, the victim's clothes and what appears to be a handgun left right on the ground towards the bottom of the screen. See it there? Investigators
Real
say the
Home
victim is an
Realizations by
African-American
Realtor.com.
in his mid-30s.
I can't even look at the video. It's just unbelievable. The amount of ads here, man.
Why is it called
you guys
working
have gotta,
from home?
like,
It should be
US
called
News,
work-
The man.
You guys have got to like do better about these freaking ads, man. Like you've made your site fucking unwatchable. Like I'm not even want to use them now because like you screw up my freaking live edit there. Let me go ahead and cut off this recording. Like Jesus Christ, like get rid of these fucking advertisements. Jesus Christ, like nobody wants to see this shit. Like they think that by doing that it's gonna increase their ad revenue. No, it's just gonna make me not just not want to actually use your freaking site as a reference. It's just awful. Nobody wants to sit there and go through all these fucking advertisements. I'm sorry. Stop it. God damn, like that shit was just fucking crazy. Damn, just all them damn advertisements. Nobody wants to sit there and just keep looking through all that shit. I want to actually go through the freaking news. Nobody wants to sit there and just like U.S. News, you suck. I will never use you ever again, ever. Because that was just awful. That was just awful. Like, good Lord, that's just awful. So, that was awful. That was just Jesus Christ. Every 5 seconds you try to play the freaking video, advertisement. So we're gonna be going to change a few things. All right, so let's go ahead and cover some news. I've got some bad cop donuts that are coming up. We're gonna cover some actual news though. All right, this is coming from CNN. New York State leaders announced an agreement on a bill to legalize recreational marijuana. Yeah, all right. This is going to be pretty interesting. New York State leaders announced an agreement on legislation that would legalize marijuana across the state, a move they say would create jobs and bring in millions in tax dollars. The bill would expand New York's existing medical marijuana programs and establish the Office of Cannabis Management to implement a comprehensive regulatory framework that would cover medical, adult use, and cannabinoid hemp, Governor Andrew Cuomo's office said in a statement Sunday morning. The development of an adult use cannabis industry in New York has the potential to create 30,000 to 60,000 jobs and the ability to earn $350 million annually in tax collections, his office said. Wow. Legalizing adult use cannabis isn't just about creating a new market that will provide jobs and benefit the economy. It's also about justice for lone marginalized communities and ensuring those who've been unfairly penalized in the past will now get a chance to benefit. I look forward to signing this legislation into law, Cuomo said. The Legal Aid Society issued a statement Sunday in support of the announcement. This landmark legislation brings justice to New York State by ending prohibition, expunging conviction records that have curtailed the opportunities of countless predominantly young Black and Latinx New Yorkers. Latinx. I don't understand that particular word. It's always changing. Like people of color, Latinx, all kind of stuff just keeps changing. And delivers economic justice to ensure that communities who have suffered the brunt of aggressive and disparate marijuana enforcement are the first in line to reap the economic gain. And Orediku, supervising attorney of the Racial Justice Unit, and Anthony Posada, supervising attorney of the Community Justice Unit at the Legal Aid Society, said in a statement. That's going to be pretty interesting. So they're basically talking about a pseudo reparations type of program. All right, so let's get down here because I think that's going to be pretty interesting, man. Social and Economic Equity Program. The New York State Cannabis/Marijuana Regulation and Tax Act would add a 13% tax to retail sales for state and local tax revenue, the release says. The taxes would go into the New York State Cannabis Revenue Fund, and with the remainder after costs being split between education 40%, the Community Grants Reinvestment Fund 40%, and the Drug Treatment and Public Education Fund 20%. The Office of Cannabis Management will be an independent office operating as part of the New York State Liquor Authority. It would also have a two-tier licensing structure that would separate growers and processors from those owning retail stores, the release says. A social and economic equity program will facilitate individuals disproportionately impacted by cannabis enforcement, including creating a goal of 50% of licenses to go to a minority or woman-owned business enterprise or distressed farmers or service disabled veterans to encourage participation in the industry, the release says. Oh, so wow. So basically the people who are the first in line to get these licenses to grow and sell is going to be people who are veterans, service disabled veterans, meaning these are guys who are missing arms, guys who have severe PTSD, women who were veterans who've been sexually assaulted, guys who have gotten hit with like IEDs, guys who have been hit with like flashbangs, guys that been shot at, guys who have been shot. These people, they want to give those veterans, who many of them are homeless, an opportunity to get into a business that's easy to get into, and they can get funding now. They can get loans when this becomes legalized. And also for women and minorities, that's going to be important. Because a lot of women businesses have failed this. But I mean, don't get me wrong, businesses across the board have suffered. But a lot of the businesses were owned by women and freaking minorities. So now you open up a brand new industry in the Big Apple, baby. New York. They have the city that never sleeps. The city that never sleeps is now gonna have cannabis, recreational cannabis. Right? Now, with that being said, cities, towns, and villages may opt out of allowing adult use cannabis retail dispensaries or on-site consumption licenses by passing a local law by December 31st, 2021, or 9 months after the effective date of the legislation. or 9 months after the effective date of the legislation. They cannot opt out of adult use. They cannot opt out of adult use legalization. It says so. You can choose, right? If you are in New York, you can say, okay, I don't want the dispensaries there, and I don't want the on-site consumption. But people are still legally allowed to have it. You can't do anything to them about that, right? So it's pretty interesting. In other states, several states have looked to loosen restrictions on marijuana. Voters in all 5 states with marijuana legalization on the ballot in November approved the measures CNN reported last year. New York's bill follows marijuana legalization in neighboring New Jersey. Last month, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy signed 2 bills to legalize and regulate marijuana use for those 21 and older, decriminalize possession of limited amounts of marijuana, and clarify marijuana and cannabis use and possession penalties for those younger than 21. It came after a 2020 ballot measure that saw New Jersey vote to legalize recreational marijuana. State lawmakers, unable to gain enough support to pass a bill to fully legalize marijuana, agreed to place the question directly to voters. Do you approve amending the Constitution to legalize a controlled form of marijuana called cannabis? Like New Jersey, Arizona also voted to legalize recreational marijuana, and Montana voted to both establish 21 as a legal age of purchase, possess, and consume cannabis by constitutional amendment, and legalize marijuana for recreational use. South Dakota approved legislation for both recreational and medical use, the first state ever to approve medical recreational measures at the same time. And Mississippi voted to legalize medical marijuana, becoming one of the first southern states to do so. Yeah, that was shocking, Mississippi. Because the freaking South is just absolutely crazy and retarded when it comes to, marijuana. It's just insane. That it's been criminalized for so long. And the worst part about that, is that it saw people who were otherwise great people be locked up in prison. It saw people who were otherwise great people be abused and mistreated. It saw people who were otherwise wonderful individuals. Many of them could have had all the potential in the goddamn world, and yet they were shot down because they smoked some weed. Unbelievable. And I'm so glad that it's being legalized now. By the way, Andrew Cuomo, that does not take you off the goddamn hook. You still got to step down, sir. I'm glad that you're legalizing recreational weed in New York, but you still got to go, sir. So, you can pull that shit all you want to, but we haven't forgotten, Cuomo. We have not forgotten. All right, so we got a comment here from Pocholo. What's going on, Pocholo? No time, no see, my man. Give you a salute. Pocholo says, laugh out loud. Funny government thinks I need permission. It's permission to smoke bud. Fuck NYC. What's up, bro? Nothing much. What's going on, Pocholo? My man. My fucking man. What's going on, man? Yeah. NYC thinks you need a license to smoke some weed. That's fucking ridiculous. You don't need a license to smoke shit. You need a license to smoke shit. You are a free citizen. You a free man. You should have to need a license to smoke shit. Unbelievable. So we got some more stories here. And give me a second. Let me grab my lighter real quick. All right, I'm back. Just had to grab my lighter, man. So we got another story we're going to be covering here. Before we get to that story, yeah, I do too. So let me go ahead before we get into that story. Speaking of that, Pocholo says, I smoke that shit daily. Speaking of that, 420, smoke them if you got them. 420, smoke them if you got them. About to hit the ball myself. Yes, sir. All right. All right. So there's a story out there that offends me because of my religion. What's the number so I can call? 253-203-6784. Again, number to call in is 253-203-6784. If you want to call in, you go ahead and just call in and let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking about, sir. 253-203-6784 is the number to call in again. Oops. Did not mean to do that one. Wrong scene. All right, so this is going to be, just got into the break. All right, yes, you did. Yes, you did. All right. So let's go ahead and look at this. This is going to be a live scene here. It's going to be a crazy story. So let's go ahead and record this. Michigan GOP chair calls top Democratic women witches and quips about assassination of Republican congressman. What? What? Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! What in the hell? So apparently, that I'm not quite sure. Oh my God! How to continue that one? Michigan GOP chair calls top Democratic women witches and quips about assassination of Republican congressman. That is spicy. That is spicy. The chairman of that is awfully spicy, man. That's awfully spicy. The chairman of the Michigan Republican Party faced swift backlash Friday for comments in which he called the three top Democratic women in the state witches and quipped about assassination as a way of get rid of as a way to rid the state of two Republican congressmen who voted to impeach former President Donald Trump. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Wait. Oh my God. Wait. I'm going to read that paragraph again. The chairman of the Michigan Republican Party faced swift backlash Friday for comments in which he called the three top Democratic women in the state witches and quipped about assassination as a way to get rid of the state, as a way to rid the state of two Republican congressmen, fellow Republicans, who voted to impeach former President Donald Trump. Unfucking believable. Ron Weiser said in a tweet later Friday that he should have chosen my words more carefully, but the state party chairman stopped short of apologizing for what he called off-the-cuff comments after video obtained and first reported by Detroit News showed him making the comments at a local Republican club meeting Thursday night. Video obtained by the newspaper shows Weiser fielding questions from the crowd about how you get Republican reps Fred Upton and Peter Meijer out of office and cut off party donations to the two congressmen who voted in February to charge Trump with incitement of the insurrection. In the video, Weiser says that the only way to change leadership is to get out and vote. He also tells an audience member that the GOP is focused on winning 2022 races and focus on the three witches in an apparent reference to Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Attorney General Dana Nessel, and Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, all three Democratic women up for re-election next year. At another point during the event, Weiser says the GOP's job now is to soften up those three witches and make sure that when we have good candidates to run against them, that they are ready for the burning at the stake. What the? Oh my God! What? Wow! Oh my God! Who says this? Who says this? Who says shit like this? What the fuck? Like, that is, whew. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. In the video, a woman in the crowd argues that Republicans can't win when you don't have our leadership that has our back. Ma'am, other than assassination, I have no other way other than voting out. Weiser replies, prompting some laughter from the crowd. You people have to go out there and support their opponents. You have to do what you need to get out the vote in those areas. That's how you beat people. Weiser, in his Friday tweet, said his remarks were being taken out of context. He said, "I don't think I am so sick of racists saying stupid shit like that. When you call people witches and invoke burning at the goddamn stake, you mention assassination in the same sentence as congressmen in the context of January 6th. Motherfucker, there is no context in which your statements make sense or even somewhat fucking acceptable. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is this? What is this? Now, we're going to pause the recording there. It's a shitpost caretaker. When you say you support ACAB, do you mean every single cop is evil or not? Yeah, I mean every single cop. If you have a problem with that, and no, you're not going to sit here and just keep posting the goddamn comment section. No, you're not. Call in. Discord server is pinned to the goddamn top. Also, the number to call is 253-203-6784. In fact, I'm going to put up on the freaking screen. That way, because I know Pocholo had mentioned that he didn't see it on the screen. I want to make sure that that's not the case, man, because you're right. I don't want to leave you guys out there high and dry like you, so you don't know the number. My bad. There you go. It's on the screen right there. And let's go ahead and check the calls to see if Pocholo called in. Pocholo, did you call in yet, buddy? Waiting on you. Waiting on you. Waiting on you. So, or you can join the Discord, and I'll be there too. So when I say ACAB, I mean all cops. All cops. They're all shit. You don't like what I have to say, 253-203-6784. Again, number is 253-203-6784. Or you can join Discord server. There's no excuse. It's just no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. If you can post in the comment section, you can also call in. Call in. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk. No? No calling in? Just going to leave comments in the comment section? Just not even going to do that? Okay. That's what I thought. Let's go and restart my recording back up. All right. So that's just... I'm not sure... I'm at a loss for goddamn words, man. I've seen some crazy statements and people making excuses of it, but this is kind of ridiculous. Well, I should have chosen my words more carefully. Anyone who knows me understands I would never advocate for violence, he said, adding that he's spoken with Upton and Measure. Okay, but my thing is that people during January 6th also said the exact same thing. Ted Goodwin, a spokesman for the Michigan Republican Party, told CNN in a statement that Weezer was being very clear that it's up to voters to determine the nominees of the Republican Party, and to suggest anything else is dishonest and it's dishonest and irresponsible. You shut the fuck up, Ted Goodwin. You fucking goddamn clown.
Enough from the clown.
Shut the fuck up. When you say shit like that, burning people at the goddamn stake, assassination after January 6th, you cannot blame people for thinking that way. You fucking clown. Shut your goddamn mouth up. Goodman also pointed out that Weezer had personally donated to Republican congressmen in Michigan. Okay. And Michigan Democratic leader, Chair Lavora Barnes called Weezer's comments not only sexist but markedly dangerous. I totally agree. And Whitmer Press Secretary Bobby Letty condemned them, saying that given the dramatic increase in death threats against Michigan elected officials during the Trump administration, this type of rhetoric is destructive and downright dangerous. We saw firsthand when Republican legislators met with the very militias that tried to kidnap and kill the governor, and when Republican Party leaders helped to organize the January 6th protest at the U.S. Capitol building, Letty said in a statement to CNN. I totally agree. Again, he pointed out something that I had already said. I had already thought of. Again, you can't say stuff like that. You can't say stuff like that if things like that are going to be the freaking norm. You can't say stuff like that, man. You just can't say stuff like that. It's just, it's scary. It's just scary. So, let's see. So the phone lines are open. I'm not sure why I wouldn't call you or anything. It's just kind of weird. What's your area code, Pocholo? Just let me know what's your area code, and I'll see if I can reach out to you. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and move back to the actual piece here. So, once again, it is scary. Letty added, as the governor has previously said, it's time for people of goodwill on both sides of the aisle to bring down the heat and reject this kind of divisive rhetoric. Whitmer on Twitter Friday also posted a photo of her with the book The Witches Are Coming, with the quote from author Lindy West. For a long time, a certain set of men have called women like me witches to silence us and discredit us. It is just unbelievable. Nesso responded with a tweet that included an edited photo of herself, Benson, and Whitmer with witch hats, saying, "Witches who magically decrease COVID spread, increase voter turnout, and hold sexual predators accountable without any help from legislator. Sign me up for that, COVID. Do better, Michigan D's GOP." Woo! Ms. Nessel, I salute you. I salute you. Whitmer, I don't like you, but that's kind of funny. But Nessel, that was a burn. That was a burn. She later added that as a gay Jewish woman, I have long learned to respond to hateful rhetoric with humor. But as a prosecutor, I know these remarks are certain to inspire further death threats, which will eventually be acted upon. And Benson wrote on Twitter, thinking of all the young women leaders out there who aspire to serve and hold public office, hearing this hateful rhetoric in the headlines and feeling discouraged, deterred, or dismissed. My message: keep leading. The world needs your voice, your service, and your courage, she added. Woo! So I think that he fucked up there. He fucked up there. Because, again, I think the GOP is going to look even worse now. Even worse. He fucked up bad. He fucked up bad. He really did. All right, so don't have to score your phone. It's busy. 212. So let me go and check 212. Right. My bad. Why would it? Okay. All right. I'm dialing out to you. Maybe I'll change the speakers. Hey, Pocholo, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, man. All right.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, bro?
How you doing? All right. So, let me know what you're thinking. What is on your mind, man? Tell me. I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna let you talk, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah. I just wanted to speak on the New York City of legalization of weed. The reason why they're saying legalization of weed instead of decriminalization of weed, because weed in New York is not a crime. To possess, smoke, or own, grow it, it's not a crime. And because I should know, I've been arrested, falsely arrested several times for possession of marijuana. And when I go to the courts and I demand an indictment, they can't indict me because possession of marijuana is not a crime. It's a policy violation. That's why they call it illegal and not criminal. A lot of people think criminal and illegal mean the same thing. But in actuality, illegal means you have a contractual obligation, a legal obligation. So when you act illegally, you're in violation of that contract. So that's why they call it a violation in court. And every time I've gone to court, I've demanded a indictment on the charge. And they never indict. I don't waive my right to indict, because in New York City you have to sign a waiver of indictment and then agree to be charged under an information. Now, information is not an indictment. It's basically the policy type of way to go instead of going through the criminal courts. Now, what they try to do in New York City, they try to trick you into believing that you're in a charged with a crime because they send you directly to criminal court. So a lot of people believe it's criminal because they send you to criminal court and they lock you up and send you to the tombs. So after doing my studying and finding out the difference between crime and legal, I brought up these arguments in court. And I proved myself about 4 times. We got 4 cases dismissed on the same motion to dismiss because I was never charged with a crime, falsely arrested, malicious prosecution. I mentioned that all in my motions and all that. And the DA has not one time ever rebutted my motion. And they always have the judge throw out my motion. See, but the thing is, if my motion is overruled, there is a court rule that says the court must. Now, must means they have to, not that they have discretion. They must give you a finding of facts and conclusion of law, which means that they have to tell you the exact reason why your motion was denied and why your motion does not fit, support your argument. So that's another violation of the court rules, and all the 3 times that my motions was thrown out, I don't think they addressed it the first time I did. It wasn't as knowledgeable a motion as I have now, but I still brought up the same merits in the case that there's no crime, and it's the state that's bringing the charge against me, not an individual like yourself. Say, like, if I violated your rights and committed a crime against you, I could not have that dismissed out of a court case. I would actually be indicted for that. And in New York City, they have to indict you for misdemeanors or felonies. They'll try to trick you in the court and say, no, look, right here, this court rule says you cannot be indicted for misdemeanors. And then I point to the Constitution and I say, look, right in the Constitution it says I have to be indicted for all crimes. And then they feel stupid.
So basically, you've been just fighting this battle long before he was even pretty much legalized.
Yeah. It is illegal in New York, but it's not illegal for me because I have no contractual obligation with the city of New York. So anytime they see, and what they do is when you ask them in court, is this a crime? They'll say, no, it's a quasi-crime, meaning that I agreed to be bound by this via legal means through contractual obligations and whatnot. I agreed to be bound by these penalties. But when I ask them to produce that information, they can never produce it. So if they can't produce that, they have to indict me, or I have to sign a waiver of indictment, which I never signed. I never signed nothing in court. Well, that's not true. One time, I signed an order of protection against me. You don't have to sign an order of protection when they present you in court. An order of protection is another legal agreement that you're agreeing to those stipulations in the court. But I did it to help benefit me in my future federal case against the city of New York to prove that they put an order of protection against me. So with no criminal allegations, none of that. And they did it as a retaliatory move against me to try to intimidate me into, acquiescing to their legal threats.
Okay.
So I don't know how it works in other states, but
I'm curious,
if you're ever arrested,
I'm very, very curious, man, about New York. So can you tell me what is the climate there when it comes to Andrew Cuomo?
Motherfuckers hate him here.
Like how bad are we talking here though?
They've been wanting him out of office for years and years and years.
Okay.
Before the COVID thing and all that. They wanted him out before that because he was no good. He was no good.
All right.
He promised to legalize marijuana in his first term. When he got elected to this term, this is in his first term, and he promised to legalize marijuana, and he never did. He never did.
Wow. So,
and now that he sees that other states and people are making money during this time of COVID, so he wants to legalize it now.
All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to kind of like add, man? I don't want to.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I suggest that people start getting themselves legal dictionaries. There's a Black Law Dictionary, Valentine's Dictionary. You can even go on online and go research Bouvier's legal dictionary. That's a free dictionary online. Bouvier.
Can you do me a favor? Can you make sure you post those in the live chat? Because that way people can know.
I don't have any links for it.
You don't have to have like links for it. Just like the actual titles of the books.
Oh yeah, sure. But I suggest people just start learning the law themselves and learning the difference between crime and legal, because they are two totally different things, and a lot of people think they are the same thing when they're not.
Yep, you are definitely correct, sir. But anyways, hey, Pocholo, man, you are my boy. I love you, man. I'm on the West Coast. I want to come back on the East Coast. Weed's getting legal. I think I might come through New York maybe a couple months from now. I'm going to take a nice little road trip. If I come through New York, man, you mind come smoking a joint with me?
Not at all.
Absolutely. Hey, we gotta hook up, man. But anyways, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and roll now. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing some more shows and stuff. But hey, man, I want to tell you, thank you for all things that you're doing on your channel, though. Really, because a lot of stuff that I've been watching on your channel, that shit is spicy. That shit is spicy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit's spicy.
Yeah, I got videos that'll be coming soon. That the weather's warming up. I didn't want to go out in that cold ass weather. And
right. Well, do me a favor. Make sure you post a link, or just make sure you post a link to your particular channel, so that people can actually know, and they can go to it, they can subscribe, because Pocholo, man, you put yourself at risk sometimes, man. Goddamn, you really do. And that's pretty uncool.
It's all in the exposing of corruption, in the name of exposing corruption. I'll take a charge. It's not the first time I've taken a charge. I've done it plenty of times, and I always win the case. Because I've taken the time to read their laws and their language. In court cases, I forgot which one it was, but it was the language they use in the courts is called legalese.
Legalese,
and you can actually get a translator for the legalese. Now, if that doesn't inform you that they're using a whole different language, I suggest people just start getting dictionaries and start studying for themselves. Don't depend on your legal aid, because every time I was arrested, one time, one attorney, but he was an attorney that wasn't part of the Legal Aid Society. He was a different attorney that was assigned to me because I didn't want a legal aid. Because legal aid never told me my rights, would always tell me I'm charged with a crime when I knew for a fact I was not charged with a crime. And they're also part of my federal lawsuit that should be coming up soon. And they don't defend your rights. They always want to make a deal. Always. They never defend your rights and be like, my client is innocent.
Right. They always want you to take the freaking plea deal. You're definitely right about that. That part of
they
it
try to convince you to take the plea deal.
That part of it cannot be debated. I mean, it is pretty. It is just.
Even if you're innocent, they want you to take a plea deal. I'll never take a fucking plea deal. I told that straight up to my attorney, in her face, in his face, in the court. But I didn't say the F word. And I also let the judge know, like, I will never, ever take a plea deal. And all this is going to show to my case, because every time I go to court, they adjourn the case and have me come back, and I say, I never asked for a continuance. I asked for dismissal based on these merits on my motion. And they say, no, your motion was denied, yada, yada, yada. But then when after 180 days, which is pretty much 5 to 6 months, because, you know, holidays and stuff, they don't count as business days sometimes, so it ends up going to 6 months instead of 5 months. You put in a motion, a 30-30 motion to dismiss for failure to prosecute. And the DA doesn't have anything, never bought anything, has no evidence, nothing against me, just the officer's opinion that I violated a policy. And they had to dismiss because they never prosecuted me for a crime. So they had to dismiss. None of my court cases were ever dismissed based on the motions I entered into court. They always dismissed on a 30-30 motion for failure to prosecute. Because if they give them that my motion and grant my motion and dismiss the court case, grant my motion, that's even way better for my federal court case. But again, the New York City municipal courts are in cahoots with the DA and the police, and they're all together working to intimidate and conspire against individuals that did not commit a crime. You know?
Hey, absolutely, man. Hey, but I got to roll, man. I appreciate all the information. Thank you for posting that in the chat. Hey, by the way, please post the link to your channel in the chat, man. I need that. Please. I'm actually
figured out how to copy my link.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll do it live for you. I don't know how far back the freaking stream is, but I'll show you live. So when you go to your YouTube, what you want to do is you want to go to your YouTube studio. So what you're gonna type in is I'll tell you exactly what to type in. youtube.com/advanced.settings. All right, or just click over your name to your YouTube studio. That way you can have like an update of it, and you can get access to everything that's on your channel. So it should be that simple. Or just go to the main page. Channel. Right. Or just go to the main page.
Oh, there it is. I got it. All right.
Also like pretty much on your phone at the top right hand corner, there's 3 little dots near your.
Yeah, I clicked that. I clicked it. I got it.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So, anyways, man. Hey, I gotta roll. I gotta do another live edit. Thank you for calling in. You are the shit, man. By the way, I'm gonna take you up on that offer to smoke a fucking joint when I come through on New York. All right.
All right, no problem, bro.
All right, man. Hey, take care. Love you. Don't get sick, man, and be safe, bro. Seriously, especially when you're dealing with the goddamn pigs. All right. Please don't put yourself in any unnecessary situation, man. I would hate to fucking lose you.
Well, I don't put myself in those situations. They just seem to find me.
Spoken like a true instigator. I love you, brother. I love you, man.
All right.
All right, be safe,
love
man.
You too, bro. Be cool.
Be safe. Yeah, that was Pochlo, man. That's my boy, man. He that man, I'm telling you, like he does, even if you don't agree with things that he has to say, the man takes it to the cops, yo. And he talks shit if he can judge. I mean, you gotta give it to him. He's fucking fearless. He's fucking fearless. He really is, and I do appreciate that, man. So make sure you guys, I'm gonna pin this at the top. I'm gonna pin his let me can I pin it here? No, I gotta open up another thing here. So we open up Skype. All right. All right, so we got the recent calls there, and let's go ahead and see. Let me go ahead and pin your channel to the top. That way people can know where to find you. There you go. Poach those at the top there. All right, so I reopened Skype. So hopefully that fixes the problem. If you try to call in again, I will call you back. All right, so let me go ahead and get over here to the live scene. This story is pretty crazy, man. This story is pretty crazy, and I want people to see this, man. See how bad this was. It's pretty stupid in my humble opinion. It's pretty stupid what these officers did. It's gonna be another bad cop, no donut, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting one. So, Maryland police 5-year-old. Now, you might be asking, what did the Maryland police do with this 5-year-old? Well, there's outrage, and the reason why people are so angry is that you're gonna see why people are so angry. It's pretty crazy. Get ready for this. It's gonna make you angry. It made me very angry. This is unacceptable. I can't believe police officers did this. It's pretty crazy. I gotta say, video shows police officers handcuffing, screaming at 5-year-old boy. It's a 5-year-old. He doesn't understand what he's doing. Men with guns show up to berate a 5-year-old, to bully
This
a 5-year-old.
happened more than a year ago, but Montgomery County Police just released this body cam video.
I don't care.
Police say they got the call to look for this little boy after he left East Silver Spring Elementary, saying he did not want to return. After 2 officers spotted him on a street nearby, they brought him back to the school. There, 1 officer would suggest he be beaten and even placed in a crate.
A crate. Crate 'em. Bad, disrespectful children. I think they need to be beaten. You can smack that butt repeatedly.
Then the boy was handcuffed.
When you get older, when you want to make your own decisions, you know what's gonna be your best friend? These right here. These are for people that don't want to listen.
The boy's family is now seeking monetary damages. Their attorneys say the boy is even receiving therapy.
Description of needing to beat him, like I said, came up at least 15, perhaps up to 20 times.
They added this video shows Montgomery officers must be retrained in how they deal with children.
There is a certain way to treat a 5-year-old boy. You could do all sorts of things. You could sit down next to him and start saying, "Are you having a bad day?"
The allegation fundamentally is a civil rights violation.
I mean, I'm at a loss for goddamn words. I'm at a loss for goddamn words here. I'm at a loss of words here.
Grab someone and detain them against their will, that's considered a false arrest, but it's also considered a constitutional violation.
Montgomery police say an investigation's been conducted and that both officers are still employed. It has no other comment at this time. John Henry, WUSA 9.
Jesus Christ, man. Maryland police released body cam video showing officers berate kindergartner who ran from school. 5-year-old's mother filed civil lawsuit seeking compensation. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just, you know, it gets to the point where if you are a black parent or you're a parent that has a son or daughter of color, it gets to you after a while. My son is around that age. The police department in Maryland released body camera footage showing 2 officers in January 2020 berating a 5-year-old boy who ran off from his elementary school, calling him a little beast, and later telling his mother she should beat him to better discipline him. Montgomery County Department of Police released more than 51 minutes of body camera footage on Friday, providing more insight into the incident that happened on January 14th, 2020, when an employee at the East Silver Spring Elementary School called for officers' assistance in addressing a 5-year-old who had left the school grounds and did not wish to return. A pending civil lawsuit filed by the child's mother, Shanta Grant, against the Montgomery County Public Schools and Montgomery County Police is seeking monetary damages for the psychological trauma allegedly endured by the kindergartner. Yeah, it is just, wow. This is just like next level, bro. This is a fucking 5-year-old. It's a fucking 5-year-old. He doesn't know any better. He's supposed to do stupid shit like this. Instead of the kid running from school, who the fuck was watching him? How does a 5-year-old run from school? That means somebody out there was not watching him. Can a 5-year-old escape your sight with you watching them? Like you're supposed to, because it's a fucking elementary school. The officers found the boy about 1 block from East Silver Spring Elementary School and drove him back to the school where they met with their school administrator. The video shows an officer forcing the crying child onto a chair in the principal's office. "Oh my God, I beat him so bad," an officer says before repeatedly screaming at the crying child with her face inches from his, telling him, "You do not embarrass me like this at school. Shut up that noise now," the other officer shouts. I hope your mama lets me beat you." One of the officers pulled out his handcuffs and closed one of the loops around the child's right wrist. "You know what these are for?" he asked the boy. These are for people that don't want to listen and don't know how to act." It's a 5-year-old who ran from school. It seems kind of excessive for a 5-year-old who ran from school. Once the mother arrives at the school, she insists that there are no problems at the home other than the fact that her youngest son is spoiled, and she even takes him to Jamaica and Disney World. One officer insists, "We want you to beat him," but the mother says she legally can't and won't lose her son to the system. The body camera footage later shows officers sitting down with the mother separately, explaining that her child allegedly had broken a $1,000 computer, threw an eraser at the teacher, and used a clipboard to hit other students before walking off the property that day. Lawyers representing Grant said the video shows the officers treating her son as if he was a hardened criminal, and the mother is seeking justice and fair compensation for the trauma he endured. She also hopes that the incident will lead to changes in policy and training, both with the school and the police. The attorneys Matthew Bennett and James Papameister said in a statement, "That's a hell of a last name, bro. James, that is one hell of a last name, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That is one hell of a last name. Oh my God, I had a tough time pronouncing that one." Montgomery County Council member Will Jawando said the video made me sick. Another crazy last name. Jawando. Y'all get some regular fucking last names. God damn. I don't want to spend a whole hour trying to pronounce your fucking name. Jesus. We all saw a little boy be mocked, degraded, and put in the seat of a police car, screamed at from the top of the adult officer's lungs, inches from his face. "This is violence," Jawando said. Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich said in a statement on Friday that he directed the county's police chief to revisit training for how officers are expected to interact with children. "Our officers are not social workers, psychologists, or therapists and should not be given advice or direction on parenting. Police duties should end as soon as school personnel are present to take over care of a child," he said. Elrich also said he is limited in what he can say about the matter while the mother's lawsuit is pending and can't discuss disciplinary outcomes which have been taken. A child and 2 officers involved are all black, police spokesman Rick Goodell said, which is fucking irrelevant. Fucking irrelevant. Race has nothing to do with this shit. This is child abuse. This is fucking child abuse. How do you define this as anything but child abuse? A 5-year-old acted out at damn school. Okay. Like every fucking 5-year-old that I've ever seen in my entire life, he acted out at damn school. Why? Oh, why do you treat a child like this? What is wrong with you people? This is a child. They don't know any better. At 5 years old, I expect for him to act out. That's how little boys are. Or even little girls. It doesn't matter what the child's gender is. They all act like this. Have you ever held a fucking toddler? They all run away from you. It's just unbelievable. How did anyone think this shit was acceptable? How did anyone think that this shit was acceptable? I need for someone to explain to me, how is this acceptable and why are the officers not fired? You don't need training to know not to do this shit. Will someone have to actually train you and tell you to not berate a fucking 5-year-old for you to know to not berate a 5-year-old or to treat a 5-year-old like this? No. But I guarantee you the cop bootlickers, the cop dick suckers, the cop boot shiners, the cops ball washers out there are gonna justify this somehow. Somehow. Even when it comes to children, police apologists, they want police to abuse children. Otherwise, where the fuck are you when this case happens? Where are you? Blue Lives Matter, cop dick suckers, where are you? Where are you? Exactly what I thought. A bunch of goddamn clowns and a bunch of goddamn bitches. You won't even defend a goddamn 5-year-old. That's fucking sad. I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, it gets to the point where it's like, are they trying to get people to just like shoot them in the fucking on streets? Because I gotta ask that question. I'm not telling you to do it, but you know, I have to ask, you know, you have to really, really look at some of this silly shit, man. Now, so Donald Trump is back, and this time it's pretty funny. So let's go over to the live scene. It's from TMZ. This is from TMZ. Donald Trump showed up. He had a wedding at Mar-a-Lago. It's a wedding speech. Now, if you show up to a wedding, right, what you want to do is not talk about you because it's about the couple, right? It's about the couple. It's about the couple. Donald Trump, Mar-a-Lago wedding speech. Enough about the couple. Let's talk about me.
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
Donald Trump. Instead of talking about the couple, he goes on about himself and his whole presidency and the election. It is some wild shit. It's been over 4 months since the November election, and Donald Trump is still acting like a sore loser. That or a belligerent wedding guest. Check out this video we got of the former president all tucked up for a reception that went down Saturday night at Trump's Fortress of Solitude, Mar-a-Lago, where the former chief himself got on the mic at one point and say a few words for the happy couple, John and Megan Arrigo. But this speech would have nothing to do with the couple. It's all about him. Before everyone knew it, he was launching into politics, singing the same old song about false claims the election was rigged. Watch for yourself. Donald Trump rails on the Biden administration over what he considers shortcomings in the early months of his presidency, including foreign policy / deals with China and Iran. Plus, Trump goes in on the border situation, which is now drawing national attention. It is just unbelievable, man. I want to see this video. I want to see this. It looks pretty funny. This man went to somebody else's wedding and just started talking about himself. That sounds like a very Donald Trump thing to say. It sounds like a very Donald Trump thing to do. It really, really does. Let's see this.
You know, I turned off the news, I get all these flash reports, and they're telling me about the border, they're telling me about China, they're telling me about Iran. How are we doing with Iran? How do you like that? Well, they were ready to make a deal, they would have done anything, and this guy goes and drops the sanctions, and then he says, we'd like to negotiate now. We're not dealing with the United States, they don't want to deal with us. And China, the same thing, they never treated us that way, right? You saw what happened a few days ago. It was terrible.
Dude.
And
you're at someone's wedding, Trump. You're at someone's...
Border's not good.
Oh, my God.
It's the worst anybody's ever seen it. And what you see now, multiply it times 10, Jim. You would know how to handle. He's the only one I know that might handle the border tougher than me. But we have to, and the tough is in the most humanitarian way, because that's what it is. What's happening to the kids, they're living in squalor. They are living like nobody has ever seen anybody. There's never been anything like what's, and you're gonna have hundreds, and you have it now. They have the airplane photos, the shops, and they call them shops. And these
what
things are,
does this have to do with the wedding? You're at someone's fucking... These people are coming together as one. Who gave him a goddamn mic? He just go... I can't watch any more of this. It's just... That is some narcissistic shit, bro. That's some self-centered shit. That's some self-centered shit. It's interesting. Trump seems to be saying that he was handling things before his exit, separating kids from their parents and housing them in cages was more humane than what's happening now. At the moment, large groups of people are being sandwiched together in encampments, and the conditions are awful. He did not, however, mention the misery he caused these families when he was in charge. You can tell he's champing, he's chomping at the bit to get back in the race as he harps on the election results once more. Sorry, man. Gonna have to wait for a bit. Wow. Explain to me, right? I guarantee you a Trump supporter or a freaking Trump dick sucker is gonna pop up, right? You're gonna say, oh, he did nothing wrong. Do you think a wedding reception was the most appropriate time to go into a 2-minute long dialogue or just keep talking about your presidency and shit? No one fucking cares on their wedding day, Trump. God damn. I mean, how self-centered can you fucking be? It's someone's wedding day. What are you doing? Jesus. That's wild, man. Trump is on that other shit, man. He really is. He on that other shit, bro. He on that other shit. Because it's just like, man. Trump is just, I don't know what to say about him, man. I don't know what to say about him. It's just, it's so hard for me to, you know, understand somebody who's like that, man. It's really, really hard for me to understand somebody who's like that, man. Because that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. I can't understand if somebody who's like that, man. That is narcissism on a level that that I can't even master, man. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the Pitchfork Podcast. Thank you guys for joining me today. Horns up, peace out, wear a mask, don't get COVID. Good night and good luck. By the way, Bomber Fox, thank you for joining me. Pocholo, thank you for joining me. The Shitpost Caretaker, even though you kind of a coward. Diesel Bomber, thank you for joining me. Guys, thank you for joining me. Until next time, guys, horns up, peace out, good night, and good luck.